This may just be the most misleading image you're going to find anywhere on the internet of a timeshare. Is this the worst timeshare location we've ever gone to ever since we started going a couple of years ago? And we've been to probably 10 or 15 locations now. The answer to all of this is yes. We went to Villa Roma, and boy, is it an experience. First thing that happened is it's hard to find where you're supposed to go, and if you go to where you think you might check in, the main lobby, well, you'll show up if you exchanged in or bought a getaway on interval like I did, and they'll tell you you are under an owner and not under, I don't know, a renter or something. So they send you to the timeshare check-in, which is out up another road, other side of the road, and it's some kind of little building that looked like it used to be a post office. The upshot is they don't try and sell you anything there, and they do eventually check you in. The downside is they're asking for things like a $900 plus hold on your credit card, just in case you order room service or bill something to your room, I guess. Minimum of a $300 hold just to get the place. And then they set you up and send you off to the location. And let me just say, I know that many people on Tug speak up Interval International as being higher quality resorts, a fancier place to go, better than RCI, but I have to say, in terms of purchasing a getaway, yeah, RCI really beats out this Interval for my first Interval stop, but I'll be doing another one later on, and we'll see if I just happen to somehow find the worst timeshare in any of the companies. Now, the interesting thing about these pictures is, well, they're not made up. They are actual photographs, but my God, did they have a professional photographer get the absolute best lighting and do an awful lot of post-production. A lot of it involving just cranking up the saturation, to be honest, to make these pictures look astonishingly much better than it is in real life. It is just incredibly misleading. So anyway, at this point, we got into our unit, and the first thing we did was turn on the light in the kitchen, and boy, just wait till you see as we went around investigating the unit. This is like we turned on the light in the kitchen to tell you that the fridge was older than Megan and it started doing freaking disco or something. I think we're gonna have to.
Boring fridge, but like I don't.
Where's
like blinky blink mode.
Like it's timed.
Right.
Like it doesn't seem like it's broken. Well, I mean,
missing one phase of electricity.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Okay, this is all going into my thing.
And then the wall of mirrors, like a house of mirrors.
The wall of mirrors. Yes, this all feels like it's out of the 70s and 80s here at Villa Roma. This this reminds me of an episode of Supernatural almost. Purple floor. Well, maroon. The tiniest toilet.
Look at this alarm clock. Like, straight out of the 70s.
Oh my God, I think my uncle had one of those. Maybe my grandmother.
Right?
And then you need to just see, this is like an intense amount of controls for a bathtub nowadays.
With the shell.
With the shell-shaped sitting places or whatever they are.
And the tiny toilet.
We did talk about the tiny toilet.
I'm not that big. I'm a medium size. I feel like a midget.
Like a midget, tiny, teeny.
Maybe that's not socially acceptable to say anymore. I feel like a little person.
A little.
With the dark curtains.
Oh my God! You know, we had red heavy curtains when we were kids from the 70s.
And kind of popcorn ceiling.
Well, popcorn ceilings aren't necessarily like.
Yeah, they're definitely out of style.
And your other room.
Oh, the other right. So then it's a lock off.
Other room.
That's a whole other room. So we did that. There is, however, a like a little country style balcony thing.
Why is this not working?
We're not entirely sure that the heat's working.
It smells like the 80s.
It smells like the 80s.
Here. Oh, it hasn't been on since the 80s.
Has anybody? Are we the first people in here since the 80s? Yeah. So this, exactly like Supernatural, almost, has a scent that I don't think I've smelled since the 90s. Best when, yeah, I gotta say, this is old school hotel stuff. I do not believe that this interval getaway or whatever at Villa Roma, I don't know all you people who say that Interval has higher quality resorts and stuff, because, I mean, I don't think that this is meeting the smugs.
Like, you could really come out of the bathroom. You just walk into a bed after, like...
The last time I did that was at this crazy hotel my mom booked in Lake George. That wasn't like a part of a chain or anything. I mean, look at that. Yeah, this is all interesting.
Hey, at least the rooms have separate temperature controls, so you can have it with an ice box in here, and you can be comfortable.
You can have it 8 million degrees in here. I mean, there are... So on the upshot, hey, it stopped blinking.
Oh, what do you know?
Maybe you just got to discoify for a little while, and then it, like, warms itself up. So the upshot is Halloween time, inexpensive getaway. I think I see why it's inexpensive for a 2-bedroom. This is not the fanciest, best Interval International showing, being not really an Interval person yet. I'm hoping the next one I'm going to in Orlando, that's an Interval getaway, is more in the aughts at least, if not the 2010s, would be nice. But yeah, there's lots of things to do here, supposedly. They've got bowling, and they've got pool and a jacuzzi and a sauna. So that's all cool. They have complimentary shuttles. You just call them up. They'll take you anywhere on the resort. So that's cool. There's some restaurants and stuff in the main building here. And I think the other thing is the check-in is interesting. So if you go to what you think your GPS says is the hotel or whatever, that takes you over here, the front desk. You cannot check in there on the timeshare. You've got to go out, come back to over here, the timeshare office, which is not the easiest to find because their signage is all quite small. And so if you're driving even at like 30 miles an hour, it's super easy to miss. But anyway, this is the 2-bedroom. It's obviously a lock-off at Villa Roma. And our first somewhat hilarious and hilarity-inducing reactions. Oh yeah, this carpeting is a good time. And stairs to get up to the second floor. Full flight. I gotta say, this is kind of intense looking as a hot tub, jacuzzi, something. Chad, thumbs up or thumbs down? Yes, but could you do a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Awesome. Yeah, it's only 4 feet deep. You can't jump in the pool. Because usually they're like 6 or 8 feet deep. Well, they don't want you to get hurt. This is the indoor recreation room at Villa Roma. They have like indoor bocce ball, pool and ping pong, playhouse, shuffleboard, pickleball, and an arcade. And except for the arcade, everything else is kind of free. Hmm. Oh, open that. Well, one of the things that you can do in the area outside of the resort, although I use in the area somewhat loosely, it's about 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes away from Bethel Woods, which has the Woodstock Museum, but they also do apparently nighttime light shows, both for Halloween and for Christmas, and we were here just before Halloween, so we went and did that light show, and I'm going to show some of the pictures here. And so apparently the Halloween show is actually called Peace, Love, and Pumpkins. And I'm just going to give you some idea of what it's like kind of walking in here and show some of their displays that are pretty interesting. Like this pumpkin here. It's very pretty and very professionally carved. And this person went on and did a whole bunch of displays lit up at night for you to walk through, all made out primarily of pumpkins. Now, it's really too bad I can't include a lot of the audio from here because I just don't know what would be copyright claimed by YouTube. But for some of these videos, the music really does add to the ambiance of the display that they have. So I guess this is just a little bit of an ad where, as much as Villa Roma itself is not really a place that I would ever recommend anyone ever go to or ever pay to go to again, if you stay at like the Hampton Inn that's relatively close to Bethel Woods in the other direction in Monticello, New York, again about 40 some minutes away, I could recommend going to Bethel Woods for one of these nighttime light shows. Now this is the same place that also has the Woodstock Museum, and I do have to say this Halloween light show is a lot more impressive and a lot more entertaining and a lot more worth going to, in my opinion, than the Woodstock Museum, which just is very quick to kind of get through, and I guess maybe you just had to be a certain age or really, really into Woodstock for some reason. But I feel like most of what was in the Woodstock Museum you probably can get from the like 2 pictures I have here of anything that was interesting, and by picking up one of the books for one of the histories, and you can just probably buy those on Amazon. And here we are. This is kind of the last picture, and it feels like a fitting picture to end on for this whole trip. Kind of disappointing, kind of mundane, not really that interesting, and not something that I would necessarily recommend anybody go and do, especially the Villa Roma timeshare and the normal day-to-day Woodstock Museum. I think it just turned out to be a waste of time and energy, and unfortunately I caught COVID while I was there.